ask you this, and you can answer if you want. I'm having a hard time.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel any remorse?
I'm sad that I got caught.
This video documents one of the most psychopathic criminals this channel has ever seen, Jerrod Murray. His bone-chilling confession will shake you to your core. His untrembling tone will have you wondering if Murray has ever felt any emotion with the way he so brutally murdered Jerrod Sanchez. The verdict is highly controversial and may lead you wondering if justice was ever truly served. On December 5th, 2012, Jerrod Sanchez was murdered in Asher, Oklahoma by Jerrod Murray, a fellow student at East Central University. While Sanchez gave Murray a ride to Walmart in exchange for gas money, Murray pulled a gun on Sanchez and fired a total of 3 rounds, the first missing and the other 2 hitting Sanchez in the head. Murray was charged with first-degree murder, but not found guilty by reason of insanity. Murray is currently at a state facility receiving mental health treatment. This verdict was highly controversial. The insanity defense, also known as the mental disorder defense, is an affirmative defense by excuse in a criminal case, arguing that the defendant is not responsible for their actions due to a psychiatric disease at the time of the criminal act. This is contrasted with an excuse of provocation, in which the defendant is responsible, but the responsibility is lessened due to a temporary mental state. It is also contrasted with a finding that a defendant cannot stand trial in a criminal case because a mental disease prevents them from effectively assisting counsel. From a civil finding in trusts and estates where a will is nullified because it was made when a mental disorder prevented a testator from recognizing the natural objects of their bounty, and from involuntary civil commitment to a mental institution when anyone is found to be gravely disabled or to be a danger to themselves or others. Regarding the murder, Jerrod Sanchez and Jerrod Murray, born July 20th, 1994, 28 years ago, were both freshman students at East Central University. Murray revealed to investigators that he planned to kill someone for weeks up to the murder, simply to know what it was like to have killed someone. He selected Sanchez as his victim. On December 5th, 2012, Murray convinced Sanchez to give him a ride to Walmart in exchange for $20. Once they arrived in the Walmart parking lot, Murray pulled out a .40 caliber Springfield handgun stolen from Asher resident Daniel Davis. He ordered Sanchez to drive north of Asher. Sanchez panicked. To ease his mind, Murray unloaded the weapon and placed the magazine in Sanchez's lap. However, unbeknownst to Sanchez, Murray had another magazine in his pocket, which he pulled out and placed on his own lap. They arrived on Substation Road, where Murray quickly loaded the weapon and fired 2 rounds at Sanchez. The first missed. The second struck him in the head. The vehicle drifted off the road and struck a tree in a ditch. Murray exited the vehicle and dragged Sanchez out of the driver's seat to the ground, where he was still breathing. Murray fired another round into his head, killing him. He proceeded to cover the corpse with dirt, leaves, and a single stick. A driver on the same road pulled over and spoke with Murray, who said he had run off the side of the road and needed help getting his truck out of the ditch. The driver gave Murray a ride to his grandparents' house, where he called his roommate for help. The roommate called his own parents, but they didn't answer. Murray walked to his roommate's parents' house, where he was given a can of WD-40 by his roommate's father in hope it could remove his fingerprints from the crime scene. Murray was given a ride by his roommate's father back to an abandoned house near the crime scene with the WD-40, where he then walked towards the victim's truck, cutting through a woodlot south of Substation Road. As he got closer to the scene, a cough alerted him to someone's presence. He believed the cough sounded like the man who had given him a ride earlier. As it turned out, the man had examined the scene further, discovered Sanchez's body, and called police to report a gunshot victim. Immediately changing plans, Murray walked east towards US 177 and tried to hitchhike to Canada. Mistaking a Potawatomi County Sheriff Department car for a non-police vehicle, Murray flagged it down. Under Sheriff Travis Palmer took him into custody, and Murray immediately confessed to the murder. He was later found not guilty by reason of insanity. Regarding his treatment, the Oklahoman writes, "An admitted killer who suffers from delusions, he is the king of the world and believes he sees ghost, was found not guilty Friday of first-degree murder by reason of insanity. Jerrod Murray, who turns 21 next week, was committed to a state mental hospital in Veneta for treatment. He cannot be released unless a judge agrees he is no longer a danger to society. Murray was arrested December 6, 2012 after shooting a fellow freshman at East Central University in Ada. He was from Asher, where he had a reputation of being odd for wearing the same suit daily. He admitted to investigators that he had planned to kill someone for about 3 weeks before and had no remorse, according to court affidavits. He shot Sanchez in the head inside the slow-moving truck as he begged for his life, prosecutors said. He then pulled Sanchez from the truck after it had crashed into a tree and shot him again in the head. He later called his roommate and said he had reached, quote, Objective A. District Attorney Richard Smotherman challenged legislators to change the law so that in the future, mentally ill criminal defendants like Murray could be found guilty but insane. The prosecutor said a judge should be allowed to order treatment for the same amount of time a sane convict would serve in prison for the crime. He said convicts found guilty but insane could be transferred to prison if they ever regain sanity. He told news reporters the victim's family, quote, didn't get justice today. Quote, the system failed them today, and because the laws of the state of Oklahoma failed them today, because he's been not found guilty. He's not been held accountable, the district attorney said, quote, this is a ludicrous result. He said he will argue as long as he is district attorney against Murray's release from the state mental hospital. Quote, you will never convince me this man is not a danger to society. Today, tomorrow, 5 years from now, 50 years from now, Smotherman said. Quote, this was the most chilling confession I have ever seen in 25 years of doing this job. When I watched this confession the night of the murder, it scared the hell out of me because there was nothing but a blank look in his eyes as he answered the questions. The victim's mother, Janaea West, of Stewart, also called for a change in the law. Quote, my son did not get justice. I did not get justice. No parent should ever have to go through that, she told reporters. The psychologist hired by the prosecution concluded Murray suffers from a severe mental illness, either a bipolar disorder or a schizoaffective disorder bipolar type. Quote, Mr. Murray detailed extensive grandiose and delusional beliefs, psychologist Sean Robertson wrote in a February report. Although he knew that it was illegal and he haphazardly tried to evade authorities, he conveyed that he came to believe that it was required he must kill someone. He eventually chose the victim in this case based upon his perceptions of that victim's role in the world, a world in which Mr. Murray viewed himself as the king. He believed that it was fate or it would not have ever occurred. The prosecution expert noted Murray had told one investigator about his motive for the killing, quote, I don't know why, it just popped in my head. The defense expert reported Murray had considered suicide in November 2012 after a grandfather died, but decided to kill someone instead. Quote, his explanation of his thinking at that time is quite irrational, psychologist Therese A. Hall reported. He explains he thought he was receiving, quote, stage directions that a, quote, life had to be taken. He would meditate, and the thought of death would come to him, making him feel, quote, light and good. He called himself a creature of impulse, the defense expert noted. The defense expert also found Murray to be grandiose, writing he bragged about devising a new energy source that will make him rich. A friend reported Murray claimed he could see and talk to ghosts, the defense expert also noted. His sister said he told her about seeing and talking to ghosts on 2 occasions. Quote, at the time of the events of December 6, 2012, Mr. Murray was suffering from an untreated mental illness characterized by serious mood and psychotic symptoms, the defense expert wrote. He had delusions of being directed to kill someone. Here is his chilling confession.
Self-gratitude or something, why did you do it? I guess is what I'm asking.
If I'm pressed to answer, I'll say it's to prove the strength of my resolve, but that's only if I'm pressed to answer.
This interrogation is extremely difficult to analyze because of the suspect's atypical behavior and mindset.
I'm not pressing you, I'm just trying to understand.
Then I don't know why.
Okay. So it just
Popped in my head and...
popped in your head and you
Yes,
did it.
sir.
Okay. But it's never popped in your head before?
Not other people, sir, no.
That you've never killed before?
No, sir.
Animals?
No, sir. I've never hunted. I know how to hunt. I know how to make a bow and arrow. I know how to field dress animals and whatnot, but I've never hunted before, no.
The detective is likely inquiring as to whether or not the suspect has a history of antisocial personality disorder.
And when we was talking before, you indicated to me you did not graduate from...
No, sir. I flunked out.
Okay, so... When you say flunked out, was that because you just couldn't do it, or you just...
I didn't want to do my homework. The teachers at the school, as well as all faculty, admitted that I was the smartest person there.
This statement is a signal of grandiosity or
They knew I
delusions.
could do the work. I didn't see the point of doing it if they already know, and everyone knows that I could do it.
Well, that was my next question, because it don't make sense somebody that would flunk out of school would be at East Central.
That summer, and I've been going to an organization called Overbound Math and Science since maybe 3 years ago.
And would you do any upper bound and stuff in East Central?
Yes, that's...
Do they have it in...
They have both Overbound and Overbound Math and Science. It's obviously
But
math
Seminole
and
State
science.
College also does the same thing, so...
Yeah.
But I don't think you can get to math and science at Seminole State. I think that's just offered.
It's just Overbound, yeah.
Okay. So you've been going to East Central upper bound?
For 3 years, yes, sir.
Okay. So
And
what kind of grades are you making at college right now?
I believe I filled everything except for choices and wellness, sir.
Are you failing everything by choice?
Yes, sir.
And why is that?
Laziness, I would suppose, sir.
Okay.
Didn't feel like going to classes. I mean, if I was already up in the central area to eat a meal, I'd go to classes. Because it's not like I have a problem going to classes. It's from the dorms to the central area, I was too lazy to travel that distance.
It may be that the suspect did not want to travel through the dorms or was not permitted to do so. News channels would report that people who lived in the same dorm as him were very afraid of him.
Not because you couldn't do the work?
Not because I couldn't do the work. I was passing most of my classes before then.
And what was your ambitions or your dreams to be?
I had hoped to become a chemist for the Department of Defense.
Kind of hard to do in Canada. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, sir.
And I want to ask you this, and you can answer if you want. I'm having a hard time.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel any remorse?
I'm sad that I got caught so quickly. But that's almost lessened by being caught by someone who has sheriff on their jacket, so... But for killing them, no.
Okay, so it makes you feel better that, somebody had sheriff on their jacket that arrested you?
Yes, sir.
Opposed to what?
A deputy or someone like that, sir.
Okay, well, I'm not the sheriff.
I'm aware of that.
I'm the undersheriff.
The person driving me up here told me that. But still, it's...
So it makes you feel better that you got caught by somebody up in rank than somebody under
Yes,
you?
sir.
But my question again is, do you have any remorse?
No, sir.
No, live out here for a minute, okay?
Yes, sir. My left thumb's been numb since we got to the crime scene.
You what?
My left thumb's been numb since we got to the crime scene.
How come?
I don't know. I figured when the cuffs came off, feelings would return to it, but in this area, it's still numb.
I probably just need to work it.
Well, I have.
You know, rub it. Have you ever been cuffed before?
No, sir.
Okay, so you ain't never been in trouble?
No, sir.
So if I run a record on you, I'm not gonna find anything on you?
You might find that assault from a couple months ago, but that'd be it.
Okay, and that was when you and the other guy in dorm got into it?
Yes, sir.
About the chokehold?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I take it since you go to college, you probably have a computer, correct?
I have a laptop, sir.
Okay, and it's probably at your dorm?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I know we've talked about this kind of in general about you didn't know who it was going to be
Yes,
or
sir.
when it was going to be, but you kind of knew where.
Yes, sir.
And then you tried this Tuesday night,
Yes, sir.
and then he wasn't there, so he was home. This is now Friday morning, so it'd been Thursday night.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And and I'll talk to you some about, was there gonna be others? And you know, and you made a statement earlier that you was happy that you got caught by somebody in the Veronica statute, the
Yes,
sheriff's office. So then you understand that I'm gonna do my job thorough.
Yes, sir, I understand that completely.
And that means that I'm gonna end up getting a search warrant for your computer.
Yes, sir, I understand that.
And so, if there's, I want this, searching your computer, are we gonna find anything where you had any ideas of wanting to do a mass shooting in a school?
No, sir.
Or you was gonna kill anybody else?
No, sir.
Okay. Why would you want me to believe that this was just gonna be a one-time thing? Since you planned this for 3 weeks, and if by Tuesday night you knew who, and you knew when, but it failed.
Yes, sir.
Tell me why I should believe you that there just was gonna be one person that was gonna suffer from your consequences of killing.
You have no reason to believe me, sir.
I agree, but you're trying to tell me that you're just gonna do it one time and that was gonna be the end of it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not gonna find anything on your computer that's gonna be, or when I go to college, when myself and this team from the DA's office goes to the campus, and we talk to everybody that you're associated with in the dorms, nobody's gonna tell us that, well, he's talked about a school shooting or killing
No,
other
sir.
people. I'm not gonna find that?
No, sir.
Okay. So,
That said, I have been asked by people, including at Asher School, if I'm a murderer or ever plan on it, but I've never planned on it since 3 weeks ago, and I've never killed anyone, so the answer's always been no. I've never been sure if it was jokingly or seriously, that said.
okay. I guess I'm just still having a real hard time understanding why. Why him?
Well, if it was a random person, there's the possibility he could have children or something of that nature. If it was someone else up there, they have a lot more friends, they're a lot more social, so...
So, to kind of just by his quota status of not really having many friends or being social, it was a good victim.
His presence would be less noticed, yes.
Okay.
That said, he did have a girlfriend and some friends.
You don't think his girlfriend would have missed him?
I wasn't aware of his girlfriend until tonight, sir.
Oh, so he told you before you killed him?
No, the entire way down there, I had him hand me the phone at Walmart. The entire way down there, she was texting him, so I was texting what he told me to text back.
Okay, so there was a conversation between his girlfriend and actually you, but you was texting what he...
Word for word, yes.
Okay. Okay. You don't think she's gonna be upset, heartbroken?
I think she will be, sir.
How did that make you feel?
No different, sir.
Okay.
smoking because I was, I got real tired of doing that stuff. I'm tired of it. I was tasting stuff that we were really seems like a lot, just like and learn about people.
Jerrod, I'm about done. You know, we'll get ready to start doing some the paperwork.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, we've been together since about 3 this morning, and I think you've been honest with me. I think you've told me just straight up, right out of the book, on what happened.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, I think you pretty much was right on cue on everything you told me.
Yes, sir.
The only thing I caught you in was the WD-40 can,
I hope to keep him out of it, sir.
and I appreciate that. But, you know, you've done a terrible thing tonight.
Yes, sir.
You killed a young man,
Yes, sir.
just for the simple fact of, I guess pretty much this is safe for you.
Yes, sir.
And what do you think should happen to you?
Death sentence, sir.
And why do you think you deserve the death sentence?
An eye for an eye, sir.
Do you believe an eye for an eye?
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll be getting you taken out to the jail here shortly, okay?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Jerrod, one more question, just, this ain't got nothing to do with this. Do you know the young man that you shot's cell phone number?
No, sir.
And so, but when he fell in the ditch and you dropped the phone, it fell down in the ditch by the body?
I believe so, sir.
Yeah, can you tell what kind of phone it was?
An iPhone, sir. It had a outside casing around it, but not too thick of one.
Okay. What color was it?
Black.
Okay. You said around it face down, that's why you...
Otherwise, I would have been able to find it. Yes, sir.
Do one more thing for me?
Yes, sir.
Just a history deal, would you just fill that out for me? Just your name, address, city, phone numbers and stuff like that.
All right.
Just kinda. big guy?
I got some questions about this paperwork.
About what?
I didn't know what to put under investigator, date, earned, hair color, or the bottom line.
Oh, okay. That's no big deal. I'll fill that in.
Well, I didn't even know if that was hair color. I thought it might be hair length, hair color, both. I didn't know.
I don't like the car bars that way. Yeah, these don't have these. These things more like a sticker bar.
Okay, that's good. Maybe we just needed the general information on her name and all that anyway. I don't see her.
Just have a secret job.
Here's a little chair.